it's Teresa McCarty with McCarty in the Middle, and today I wanted to talk to you about 7 mistakes that you do not want to make as a new VIPKid teacher. Mistake number 1, not doing your new teacher workshops. I learned so much from the new teacher workshops, and I wish that I would have done them before I actually started teaching my classes. There were a lot of things that I didn't know and I didn't learn through the actual application process, even though they do a great job of trying to train you in a very, very short time. There's so many things that I learned about Chinese culture, about bookings, about VIPKid in general, about the lessons and levels beyond what you learn about in the interview. So I think it's super important that you go ahead and take a look at those as a new VIPKid teacher. Mistake number 2. Not opening up enough bookings. So one of the things they say when you first start VIPKid is that it's important to have a consistent schedule, and that is definitely true, but you also need to open up a large variety of bookings. At the beginning, I was only trying to pick up bookings during the week. As a new teacher, that's difficult to do because a lot of the teachers that have been in the program for a while teach in the mornings during the week. So a lot of my bookings at the very beginning were all weekend classes. And so now I have some bookings throughout the week, and I also still rely heavily on those weekend classes, and that's something that works for me. One of the things about being on the East Coast is that I can very easily depend on morning classes, and I can also start to open up evening classes, which brings me to number 3, not paying attention to Chinese school schedules when you are thinking about your bookings. So something that I have realized over the past couple of months is that when Chinese school schedules change, students are out of school on break, the way that they take classes often changes. And so right now I'm doing a lot of evening classes during the week, which is the morning time during the week in China. And usually kids are not available to take classes during that time because they're in school. But right now I have a whole lot less morning classes and a whole lot more nighttime classes because parents are booking for those times because their kids are out on break. So make sure you pay attention to that, because you might just think that you're not getting any bookings when really you're just not booking at the right time. If you're available to open up those evening slots, then I definitely think it's a good thing to do, especially when breaks are happening. Number 4, not planning enough extensions. So my very first student was a genius, and he moved through the slides extremely quickly. He read way faster than what I would have imagined. He knew how to do math. He knew all of the words in the slide, and he could answer all of my questions. So this was really great, but we finished at about the 15-minute mark, and I had about 10 minutes that I had to fill. And you can't just get by going through the colors of the rainbow with that student. So it's really important that you have some extensions planned, and maybe some easy extensions that you could do with the whiteboard that are completely free. I would definitely have those ready in the wings, and I'll probably do a video on that in the near future. And there's some great YouTubers and Instagrammers out there that have some awesome extension ideas for you as well. Number 5, don't overbuy props. It's not necessary. There's a lot of printables that you can get on the website itself, but you can also use flashcards. One of the main props that I use and have been using for the past 6 months is flashcards from the dollar store with pictures on them. Sometimes Target, Dollar Spot will have some things. I actually picked up a few things there very recently. I have a couple of my kids' stuffed animals. I have my bowl of fruit, and I have like little people dolls that I use for like him and her. Don't spend a lot of money on props. Use some cheap things. They'll get you by. Number 6, not understanding unit assessments. So my second class was a unit assessment, and I didn't know what that was. So this kind of goes back to doing those original intro to VIPKid teaching modules inside of the VIPKid Diner University, because if you don't know what a unit assessment is, it can be really difficult to score it and know how much assistance to give the student during that time. So super important that you have that information. So make sure that you're prepared for that. 7 is kind of a feelings thing. When you get cancellations, don't let it hurt your feelings. I really took it personally the first couple times, especially when I had students that I've been teaching, and then I saw that they booked, and then a couple days later they had canceled. It's usually not you. But sometimes schedules change, things come up, and so students have to cancel, rebook. They might not be taking classes that week or whatever. But try not to take it personally. Try not to count those classes before your VIPKid eggs hatch. I hope that you were able to learn from some of my mistakes as a new VIPKid teacher. If you have any questions for me, you could always drop them in the comments or shoot me an email. If you're a teacher that's interested in applying for VIPKid and you need some help or assistance with that, there's a link in the description that will help you get signed up, and then you can shoot me an email and we can chat from there. Thanks. Bye.